Hey everybody, it's Patrick. Happy Thursday. How are you? Um, as you can tell, I'm back in the store. Still getting back to um, everything. Getting back set up after Dallas, then Detroit, and but I'm back. So I'm glad. I'm glad that we're able to connect. A couple things going on in the store. Um, we have a sale on home court. If you love home court, it's 40% off. It's a great time to pick some up. Um, so that is happening. It is ridiculously cold in Minnesota. I think it's 6 or 7. Hey, Jenny, happy Thursday. I think it's 6 or 7 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to be colder. Ugh. Ugh. So that's going on. Yeah, that's what's going on here. I'm glad we're kind of getting back into a routine. We should be pretty stable. There's 1 or 2 Thursdays in February that may be a problem, and I think that'll be it for a while. But if you have a question, obviously jump in and answer. I want to answer a few that have just sort of come up lately, just various places. People are starting to pull out like their heavy coats here in Minnesota. And they're like, oh, I need to wash it. And really, now's not, hey, Kristen, long time no see. Now's really not the perfect time to wash them because you need to wear them. And the reality is they're going to take a couple of days to dry. Well, hello from Alabama. Oh, I was getting ready to say it's probably warm, but there's snow coming across the south right now. So I don't know. But it's really, you're probably just trying to pull them because, it's, they smell musty because they've been in the closet for a year. Spray them with vodka. Just give them a good mist with vodka and you should be good to go. What's the best way to clean my air fryer? Okay. So do you have the kind that's like a little drawer or do you have the kind with the door in the front? It's the same trick, you have to tweak it a little bit. The trick to it is either way is if you have the little drawer, the kind of the little drawer at the bottom, put the smallest oven safe container with just straight vinegar in it. If you have the kind with the double doors or the single door, which is what I have, it's got like 3 racks in it. I do 50 vinegar, 50 water. You put it in at 400 degrees for just 3 or 4 minutes and it creates steam and then you just wipe it out. In the 50s today, but getting colder this weekend. Yeah, that's what's happening. My mom is in Kentucky, as you all know, and I think Saturday, she's like, yeah, we may get 7 inches of snow. We can deal with 7 inches of snow in Minnesota. It's not the same, but it's funny because people are always like, oh, it's not a big deal when I tell them they get 7 inches of snow. I'm like, they're like, it's nothing. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But, we get 105 degrees with 100% humidity and we kind of shut down and they just keep going. So it's just different everywhere. What would you suggest for getting detergent that I'm allergic to out of clothes? So funny that you asked this. I'm actually going on the Jason show this week and I'm going to be talking about this because I'm talking about thrifting. There's a couple things you can do. If it's not a lot, you can soak it in vinegar and water. Soak it for like 10 or 12 hours. If it's like the clothes smell like dryer sheet, fabric softener, the fragrance is very strong. Believe it or not, you can wash it with a little bit of ammonia. Just basically kind of do what I'm going to call an ammonia rinse. You would put some ammonia in the sink, about 1/4 of a cup in a sink, like a full sink, swish it around 2 or 3 minutes, and then toss it in the washer and wash it out or hand wash it. I wouldn't do that every single time. You can do it every single time, but you don't need to. It's going to lift that right out. But it's funny, I'm actually giving that tip this upcoming week. Because sometimes when you thrift things, I've done it at estate sales. I've bought like tablecloths. And, you know, I mean, like you almost had to open the roof of the car just because you couldn't stand it to get them home. And that's what you do. But vinegar, if it's not terrible, or you can do vinegar, but you're just going to have to let it soak a lot longer. Like if the fragrance is stronger, you may have to do like a vinegar soak and then do a second vinegar soak. But the ammonia usually takes it out pretty quick. So those are things that are going on. I was thinking if there's anything to tell you about Texas. Oh my gosh, there's so many good things. I think I mentioned it last week. I'm obsessed with the Kleenex boxes. We found some beautiful new products, so it's going to be fun. New stuff coming in. Another question that I had that is sort of housey, but it's the right time of the year, which is how to get salt off. And this could be your clothes too. It could be boots. It could be like the hem of your pants, the hem of your coat, or it could be salt off of the rug. Vinegar and water. It's 50 vinegar, 50 water. Spray it on and rub it off, and it will just come right off. My goodness, Lauren, you're very welcome. It'll just come. Salt will just come right off. It's easy. And you know, my Alabama buddy will probably have salt this weekend, as will my bestie in South Carolina, although I think she might miss it. North Carolina, I know, is going to get it, but she may miss it. I hope so. So those things. What other questions do we have? I told you I'm going to be on the Jason Show next Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about thrifting. That'll be fun. If you have any thrifting tips you want to share, I'll certainly welcome them. Won't be an email going out tomorrow, just in case anybody's curious that you don't see one. In Minnesota tomorrow is a day for other things. So even though we send the emails all over the country, we just kind of stuck with it. On Express Cycle, how many rinses should the clothes have? If you're using the right amount of detergent, you only need the one rinse. So make sure you cut back on the detergent. You should be good to go. Hang on, I gotta open this up so I can see it. How do you get baby poo out of the carpet? Oh my gosh. Oxygen, bleach, and water. Mix it up, tablespoon to a quart. You can blot it on, rub it in. You can like scrub it with a towel. Don't use a brush. And then take pure water and blot it up. If you have a little green machine, tablespoon to a quart is your formula and you're good to go. That works for the dog because the world's most handsome hound, Gus, got sick last year and I had to teach his parents how to use a little green machine and oxygen bleach, and they have white carpet through their whole house. They were very happy. Salt off my wood floor. Can I use vinegar on the wood? You absolutely can. If the wood is varnished, it's easy to use vinegar. If it's worn and you have worn spots, I still do it. My floors are wood and they're worn because I kind of like it. So I haven't really wanted to fix them. I just oil them. I still do it, but you have to just wipe it back off. You can't let it sit. You just put it on and take it off. You might even just take the towel, saturate the towel with the vinegar and water and just wipe over the floor because you just don't want it to get too wet because it'll lift the grain. Yeah. Yeah, I am shooting a video on some of my favorite sort of cleaning tools just because it's that time of the year and I don't know are you Instagrammers? And if you're Instagrammers, are you seeing all the stuff about the ending the year of the snake and the beginning of the year of the fire horse? I've never really bought into it, but apparently like this year we're in this mood to clean and like declutter. And I got to tell you, I am on a mission. And I love to like use my scrubbing brush and clean the tub. I mean, I'm cleaning things that I didn't know could be cleaned. And I wrote a book about cleaning. I know everything can be cleaned, but I am just into it. So I've been using a lot of my various tools. And I thought, I ought to show these because they're not really things I sell. They're just things that I buy at like the hardware store and use. So I'm doing that. So if you have any questions, shoot them in there so that I can make sure I answer them in the video. Yeah. So that's everything I have going on. What else do you have? If you aren't subscribed to me on YouTube, it'd be great if you would. That would really kind of help me out. I'm trying to build my YouTube count, but because it helps a lot. Because even if you watch them on YouTube, if you're subscribed, it tells YouTube that people like you would also like them. That's why. So, shameless plug. I think that's okay. I hope it's okay. Yeah, of course, happy to do it. What makes your soap flakes work so well in hard water? It's they're so clean. So when hard water gets hard, it has more minerals in it. Strangely enough, I found out that beer cities always have really hard water. St. Paul's a beer city, so we have really hard water. They're so clean that usually hard water suppresses like lathering agents. Our soap flakes are so clean, they don't have lathering agents. So they still work and they still cut through those minerals. They don't have, normally some detergents are suppressed by hard water because they're diluted. Long story short, but that's kind of it. Discolored white pillowcase. I'm betting it's from the oil on your hair or the oil on somebody's head. Oxygen, bleach, and water. Just wash them on warm, express cycle, warm water, cold rinse, fast spin, and make sure you throw in oxygen bleach. This really happens to me in the summer. It doesn't happen to me as much in the winter, and my pillowcases are navy blue and burgundy. I mean, they're dark. They're like plaid, but you can still see that like that spot where the oil is. On white, sometimes that spot will be yellow. My pillowcases are too dark, but oxygen, bleach, and water will take that right out. No problem. So yeah. All right. If you're watching this later, because a lot of people do, and you want me to answer the question, let's just start a new year. We're going to say it from this point forward. We're not even going to go back because we're ending, we're moving on. If you have a question and you put it down in the question, or you put it down in the comments, I will pick it up next Thursday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you're somewhere, how do I move vitamin E oil on a sweatshirt fabric? You take it out with an oily soap. I use stain solution from Merchants and Hume, as everybody knows, but you want that thick, viscous texture like dish soap. But remember, we never put dish soap on our clothes because the pH is so alkaline that it will wreck the fabric. But yeah. So anyway, if you are watching this later, put the comment in. We'll pick it up next week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you're somewhere where there's snow, stay safe. Stock up. And how do I clean half fingers? I'm assuming half fingers are the shoes because I think my mom wears them. If they're the cloth ones, she throws them in a mesh bag and tosses them in a washer. Washing sheepskin, the best way to do it is use some soap flakes and water, mix it up, lay it in the tub, and scrub it like you're washing the dog, and then rinse it. But wash once, rinse twice. It is really tough to rinse out, so spray it a lot. And with that, everybody have the best weekend. I will see you next week. Bye.